Hello everyone! I'm here to share a few things with you guys. A week ago or so, whenever it was, I posted a the paper bag album tutorial for sale. It's a double tutorial. It has the vertical paper bag album tutorial, which gives you the extension pocket, which allows you to bind your bags in the vertical orientation, and it looks like so. All right, and then the new binding tutorial. So it's two tutorials in one using paper bags. So what I'm doing today is I'm working on a project for my niece for her graduation, and I decided to do the paper bag album in the large paper bag, in these really large ones here. All right, this is the bag that we typically use. Hang on, let me pull it out. The bag we typically use, and now we've got some large ones available to us. Before you think that you cannot get these bags, and before I show you this, I just want to share with you guys that I am carrying bags and tags combos just like this on my website. This is the chocolate brown. You get 6 of the large, 6 of the small. Then you get 6 large tags and 6 medium tags, all right, that work back to your bags. So these are on my website right now, and I will show you how to find these. And I have various colors. So yes, you can get the bags. Yes, you can get the tags. But what I'm here to show you is something really great, okay? When I did this project, I attached the hinge pocket directly to the bag. All right, as you can see here, directly to the bag, and this is a decorative element. All right, and of course was making this project, and I'm like, why don't I do it this way? All right, and what I simply did was attach an open-ended pocket that's open on both sides or at both ends, all right, which we are very familiar with and we call a belly band, but this is like a ginormous belly band. And then I'm attaching the pocket hinge to that. All right, so I want to show you how to do that. This applies to the large bags, the large and the small bags, because these measurements here are for the small bags, and as you can see, it works back perfectly to the large bag, and you get this really beautiful asymmetrical style. So you do not have to think about, oh, I have to adjust my measurements. No, this one assembly right here works back to the large and the small bags. And then I combined the two ways to make paper bag albums. I combined the vertical paper bag album with the new binding, all right? And the new binding is binding your paper bags from the paper bag and not adding an attachment. All right, so I combined that. I did the pocket extension, or the extension pocket. All right, and this is what it looks like on the back, which is absolutely stunning, beautiful. I do have kits available for everything you see here, the cardstock, the pocket scrapbooking cards that I'm going to use throughout these albums. All right, you can see them here and here. Guys, I got to tell you, Graphic 45 is not the easiest paper collection to match embellishments back to. But I got to tell you, this turned out really, really spectacular. It looks so good together, and I'm very, very pleased with it. Look at these colors, how beautifully they coordinate, and everything else in this collection. So I'm going to take you through the new belly band, and then the combining the two tutorials, all right? And here's that large tag, how beautifully it fits in there. And with the new extension pocket, as you can see, these do not fall out, all right, because they're all the way down to the bottom. So let's get started, guys. So again, the large paper bag, all the same measurements. The only thing I'm doing is I'm attaching this belly band to the large paper bag. All right, guys, and for those who picked up the tutorial already, you're just going to measure the width of your bag, add on an inch, so you can score at a ½ inch at each corner. A ½ inch at each end. I can't talk. And then the height, of course, is going to be the height of your extension or your hinge pocket. All right, that's all it is. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this down to the bag. All right, here is my bag. I'm not going to take the little pinked edge off the bag. I'm kind of I'm leaving it like that. I like the look. So before we attach that, we're going to make a quick alteration here, all right? And this is what we do. Make sure I got the right end. All right, so we're here. Here is what would be the binding side if you were doing the new binding album. The binding side, you don't want that side. You want the inside of the bag, the side closest to the opening of the bag. All right, and you're going to remove 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so for those of you who picked up this tutorial, this will look very familiar to you. All right, so I'm combining the new binding along with the binding on the vertical paper bag album. All right, so now we have the opening, all right, which will allow us to extend the pocket and create this really deep pocket as opposed to stopping right here. Right, so now that we have that done, we're going to flip it back over to the side that does not have the bottom of the bag, and we're going to attach the belly band. All right, and I've already scored and applied my tape, as you can see. And you want to center it as best as you can. All right, and what is important here, guys, is the first one is not so important. Okay, the first one is not so important. However, the second one, you want it to line up, and I think I'll do this. You want them to line up. So you're either going to measure and say, I want this to be X amount from the bottom and the top. So I'm going to measure mine out so all of mine can be nice and even. And mine, of course, is measuring at 2 7/8 of an inch from the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 7/8 of an inch from the bottom, just so everything lines up. And like I'm going to mat all of this, I really don't care that I'm making a pencil mark here. All right. So now I feel comfortable attaching that. So again, the first one, you want to center it, figure out your placement and all that good stuff. The second one, you want to make sure they all line up, okay? Because this is the binding part of the binding, okay, and you don't want one bag higher than the other. Okay, now this is the binding pocket, the element that I show you all in the tutorial. Okay, now I'm trying to look for my favorite burnishing tool. It's the one that's always lost. Why? Because it's my favorite. So anyway, I can use anything else. I've got a gazillion of them. So here I'm going to use this one. Oh, there it is. Hold on. All right, so I'm going to burnish just to make sure I get a good stick. Now I'm going to attach this piece right here. Okay, and then you want to attach it so that, see that score line right there? You want that to line up with the edge of your bag, all right, with the very edge of your bag. You do not want the line to be on the edge of the bag. You want it to be just slightly away from the edge of the bag. Line it up from top to bottom, like so. If you want, you can rest your bag. Like for instance, you can do this if you'd like. You can do that. And then that'll give you perfect spacing. You just have to make sure that everything is lined up perfectly. And if you have to clamp something down, by all means, go ahead, but you don't have to. All right, so you want to line that up. And then here is your binding pocket right here. Now you have this opening here for opportunities for insertions. And then now you have this opening as opposed to it just being decorative. All right, and again, let me show you what that looks like. Super cute. So you have this opportunity here, and then of course your insertion into the bag here and here. All right, so it's just a little added space, just adding some more real estate to the project. Now let me give this a stub edge because you are going to see this. So I like to give it a stub edge or a rounded edge. You don't have to. So when you're attaching this pocket, you want to make sure the tape is facing you and the pocket attachment is facing you. You can attach the pocket attachment before or after, okay? But if you attach it prior to affixing it, attaching it to the bag, I feel like I'm using the word attaching too much. Before you affix it to the bag, then you want to make sure the tape and the pocket is facing you. All right, so very simply, you're going to go ahead and insert it into the gusset of the bag. See the opening here? Place it in there. You're going to center it from top to bottom of this attachment piece right here. Now, the reason why I haven't removed my tape backing is because I want to give you some important instruction here. See this fold right here, this fold, and the edge of your bag? You do not want those to touch or to meet or to kiss, all right? You don't want that. You want to leave a small amount of space, and if I have to give you a measurement, it would be at least, at a minimum, a 1/16 of an inch away from the edge of the bag, all right? And the reason for that is because you've got a layer here and you've got a layer here. So you want it to fold without resistance. If you line up the edge of the bag and kiss that score line, meaning that they touch, you're going to get a ton of resistance and your project will not lay flat. All right, so you want to make sure that you have a game plan, you find your placement, and then you stick it down. Okay, so I am about centered. I think I'm happy with that. And I am about, I'm going to say 1/8 of an inch away. I'm even giving myself a little more room. All right, and I'm okay with that. See that? So you've got a little space there and a little space there. And now when you fold it over, you're not going to get a ton of resistance. There's going to be room there for you to add your photo mats in here, your photo mat in here, and your photo mat in here. You have to remember that all of this gets folded up into this piece here. All right, this kind of holds it all together. All right, so let's attach some magnets. All right, and I've got a small magnet here. This kit comes with the smaller magnets. Not quite, they're larger than a 1/4 inch, okay? They're larger, I would say they're 3/8 of an inch. All right, and with my fabulous metal discs, okay? This is really important, guys. As I said to you in a couple of other videos, I always shied away from magnets because I didn't like the bulk that the magnet on magnet gave my projects. Did not like that at all. But now with this wafer thin metal disc, I can have my cake and eat it too, guys. I can use the magnets and reduce the bulk by using this wafer thin metal piece. When you buy magnets from me, by the way, I am currently out of stock, but depends on when you're watching this video. You can go to my shop and check it out. I mean, they just flew out the door. When you buy magnets from me, you get the magnet and the disc, okay? So that's what you get. When you're going to attach these, you want to, I like to place mine on the inside of the pocket. Some people place it on the outside. It doesn't really matter. All right, guys, you just want to see that. You want to just figure out where you're going to attach it, and then you go for it. So I'm going to attach this one to the outside. All right, and I like to add a little bit of tape. All right, so that's going to go right there. So I typically attach the magnet first. So what I was going to say about these metal discs is, if you do not get magnets from me and you would like to do the same thing, all you have to do is go to your hardware store and get some washers. Not all washers are created equal, guys. So take a magnet with you and go to the hardware store and start sticking it on washer bags and see which one it sticks to. The one it sticks to is the one you want to buy. I mean, you can get a ton of washers for very little expense. All right, guys? So just make sure you get the right ones. Otherwise, it's not going to magnetize. So there you have that nice closure. And once you find your placement, and mine is right there, just go ahead and hit it with some more tape, and you're good to go. And now you have a nice closure without that bulk of both magnets. All right, you just reduce it. And now when you put it on other projects, on the other pages, again, you reduce that by so much doing it this way. All right, so there is the one side. Now let me show you how to extend the pocket. All right, extend this. So you can make this teeny tiny area here this long, the pocket this long, this long, this long, however long you want it. Let me show you how to do that. I also cover this in the tutorial, but for this large bag and this particular project, I wanted a larger pocket than this one right here. So I went ahead and I'm going to give you this measurement here. I cut this at 5 7/8 of an inch this way by 8. Okay, then I scored at 2.5. All right, scored at 2.5. Now you're going to attach your tape, all right, all the way around the perimeter. Okay, like so. Just like that. Okay, you're gonna add more tape, but for now this is what you're gonna do. Then what you're gonna need is a piece of pattern paper, and cut your pattern paper to size. Pay attention to the orientation of your bag. You don't want to cut it this way and it's going that way, all right? Pay attention to the orientation of your bag. My bags are 6 inches, so I cut this down to 5 7/8 of an inch by 8 1/4. Or you could do 8 1/2, doesn't really matter. What you want to do is just make sure that you can go on the inside of the bag. All right, you must go on the inside of the bag. Otherwise, you're defeating the purpose here. Okay, so this has to go inside the bag at least by 1/2 inch, at least at a minimum. All right, so let's go ahead and attach this. I will tell you that when I was making this video, I did tape. I tried out several ways to attach this. So I'm doing a combination of tape and wet adhesive, because you have to kind of position this into the bag, and the tape, once it sticks to the bag, it's done. It's done, guys. And to pull it off, you're going to destroy your bag. So I highly recommend, and I've done this several times, even here on YouTube, so you guys are familiar with this. You add your adhesive, then you take your glue. Oh, and by the way, this glue bottle, thank you, Miss Eileen. A lot of you who watch my class know exactly who I'm talking about. So she recommended this glue bottle. It's an empty bottle. It comes to you like this. All right. It's called a fine line applicator. All right. And I put this glue in here. This nozzle always clogs on me. You know, we all have the same problems, guys. You know what I'm talking about. But when you put it in here, this glue bottle has this mechanism up here which allows you to place it in there, and it unclogs it every single time. All right, or it doesn't allow it to clog, and I love it. And you get such a teeny tiny bead, or should I say fine line of glue, which will reduce the what am I trying to say here? When all the glue just comes out the sides. I can't think of the word right now. So when you add a little glue to your adhesive, it gives you some time to wiggle it around in there. All right. So remember, inside of the pocket, you have kind of 2 layers here. You want to be in that very first layer. Inside, inside, inside. Careful, careful, careful. So the glue will allow you to do some of that. And bring it pretty close to the edge, to that pinked edge, and secure it. Okay, so once you do that, okay, so where do you find these, guys? I picked these up at Amazon.com. All right, and you want to search for fine line applicator standard tip. The tip is an 18 gauge. All right, I really like it. I got to tell you, it's working out really well. And then you do that, and of course that's how you close it, and it's fantastic. All right, so for all of those who want to try that out, feel free. So there it is. Now what this did was eliminate, where's the bag, where's the bag, where's the bag? I'll get one of the small ones. It eliminated this. We no longer have this. Now we have a pocket that goes all the way down to the end of the bag. All right, so beautiful. I still can't think of the word that I always use. Can't, it just escapes me. Oh well. All right, so now we have our attachment piece. This is how we extend the pocket. You can choose to cut these little wings off here, and you get these because you open up the edge of the bag if you want to. You can cut those off if you want. All right. I tell you that in the tutorial as well. I give you that recommendation. Now this goes like this, but you want to go ahead and fold on that score line. And of course, I encourage you to burnish. Now, the way you attach this is you want to go all the way to the edge and then secure it. Okay, so I like to do this one first. Get rid of that. I also like to apply a little bit of glue here because once it attaches, it's a goner. It's there. So I'm just going to hit it with a teeny bit of glue. Guys, and it comes out so easy. Now this part I will tell you is a little tricky for me because I always say my hand shakes like a young deer. So that part is a little tricky, but otherwise it's phenomenal. So you want to get it in there, all right, all the way in there. And then you want to kind of adjust it, find the edge of the bag, find your placement where you would like it to be. And I say, go for the stick. Alrighty. Whoopsie, not that stick, just this stick right here. Now, because I'm a little bit of a fan of tape, so of course I go in and I add some more tape because I just can't help myself. You know what I'm saying, guys? So I do that, you know, give myself a little more tape. You can most certainly add it initially, but you know, this is all good. Now go in and secure it. And now you have yourself this wider pocket. This goes all the way down. The pocket goes all the way down. As you can see, it doesn't stop. It would normally stop, you know, wherever. Let's see. Let's get a big bag. You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't have to demo this, right? Because I can't find a bag. How could I oh, here it is. It's like, how could I not find a bag? Okay, so it would normally stop right there. Now, look at that extension we have on that pocket, right? So it goes all the way down, and you can use these nice larger size tags, and you don't have to worry about it slipping out. You don't have to worry about that. I want to give this edge a stub edge, and I should have did this before, but, you know, I can probably make it work. Oh, that's not the right side. Right there and right there. You can round this if you want to. You can probably use your Martha Stewart punches or your EK Success edge punches. This is a double layer here, guys. I don't know if you can use those fancy punches, but you can try. I would say no, but you guys sometimes come up with ideas and things that just make everything perfect. So that's how you do it, guys. So for those of you who picked up my tutorial, or would like to make this style of paper bag album, you can go ahead and pick that up on my website. But you know, this is just such a simple yet smart addition. I wanted to share that with you all. Another bonus is that this is going to be a gift for my niece. So I'm going to make my my box sleeve. For those of you who have been with me for a long time, I made a project, I don't know when, several years ago. Let's go back to my website. Hold on. Let's see if I find it really quickly. Desktop over here. Let's see. It's got to be in tutorials. Oh, there it is. This is the first one, guys. A year in review, seasons change, where I did the mini album that goes right into the sleeve or a box. And in the very front, as you can see right here, you can put whatever design you want here. Let's say if it's theme based or not, you can attach it to the front of the box, and it'll just give you a really nice low profile. You can put it on a bookshelf or however you want to treat it. So anyway, I'm going to make one of these sleeves. Let's go back to my desk. So I'm going to make a sleeve so that my album, meaning this album, can just slip into, and it'll be a nice giftable for my niece. It'll be a nice gift for my niece. So I will show you guys how to make the sleeve right here on YouTube, but I got to finish the album first. All right, guys. So I'll be back with the finished album and how to make the box. They decided to cut my grass now, of course. and I'll be back. So just another addition to this fabulous tutorial, guys, combining the two and adding an additional just a smart pocket back there. It had to be done, guys. So I wanted to share it with you all. I'll see you all in a little bit. This is Kathy with Paper Phenomenon, and until next time.